Greetings fellow grim and dark painters, Gravehammer here. Before we start today's tutorial, a special shout out to Sean Hughes Laurent for being an avid supporter of my miniatures. Words can't describe how grateful I am of your extremely positive feedback, and I hope this tutorial makes for even a tiny portion of the gratitude I have. So, let's start painting some chaos. As always, we have primed our miniature black and start working with Miskatonic grey from scale 75. Do a zenithal pre-shading for the miniature, focusing more on the head, armor plating and shield. Adding some white to the mix, do a one-on-one mix with Miskatonic grey and white ink. Blast away, focusing more on the head, upper part of the shield and armor plating, and don't forget the skulls on the backside. Using gunmetal from Vallejo, paint the chainmails, belt buckle and the warhammer. Nothing too special here. Ah yes, now whip out that Runelord brass, yes, that one paint you see on every tutorial I do. And work the Chaos Star on the shield, belt, a knee pad and the small skulls on the warhammer. For the heavy wash we use Streaking Grime for dark vehicles. Cover the whole model with the wash, but keep in mind that this is an enamel wash and you will need Q-tips, a brush and some white spirits to clean up the model. After the wash has dried up to the point it's not visibly wet anymore, we use an old hobby brush with white spirits to remove the excess. Be careful not to use too much friction, as it has a tendency to strip the underlying paint off. You can use a matte varnish before you use enamel products. Using an old beat up brush and some black paint, we do some scratches here and there for the armor. I did some on the shield and armor plating and a little amount on the head. Using a small dry brush, we start to stipple Ionrach skin from Citadel. on the armor plating. Use a combination of stippling and swiping motion to create some modeling on the armor. I also did slight swiping over some of the edges to further bring out the shield. I tend to not use edge highlighting too much, but in this case I saw it as a net positive. Paint the skull on the chest, the horns and the skulls hanging from the back of the cape with Ushabti bone mixed with acrylic medium. Try to make it slightly more transparent than usual and glaze the bone bits. Do a quick dry brush of Baneblade brown followed by dry brush with Miskatonic grey on the fur. You can use pretty much any color here to paint the fur. Dab and stipple some Rhinox hide on the boots and gloves. The reason we are so careless in the application will soon be explained. Be neat with the application, but don't worry about it too much. Now we are using an oil wash to bring all the colors together and have dark recesses. I am using Abteilung 502 Black diluted to a wash and do a careful pin wash over the model. If you add too much, you can always take a Q-tip and clean the excess. This wash will bring unison to the colors and emphasize the following bright OSL we are doing. After the black oil wash, we do a pass over the gold/brass metallics with Abteilung 502 turquoise lights diluted to a wash. This will act as a verdigrease and also brings much needed color to the model. Once the oils have had time to dry, do a quick highlight of the metallics with the perfect paint Runelord brass. On the cape you can sprinkle some black oil wash by using a stiff bristled brush to create some scruffy looking effect. Now we get to the brighter colors. Paint the eyes and the face mask with white diluted with acrylic medium. Holy hell, English is difficult today. Using an airbrush, blast some red ink from Vallejo straight to the face. Just a quick pass will be enough. Hold the miniature upside down and do a reverse cenital with the red ink. Try to gradually build layers heavier towards the bottom of the miniature, reaching up to the chest plate. Start off by carefully doing a pass after a pass until you feel satisfied. And also do the same on the cape. Reverse cenital all day. Now we repeat the same process with Vallejo Fluorescent Red. This time add only a slight amount, as we will continue the process with a brush. Paint the eyes and the face mask with pure fluorescent red. Yeah, I'm having a difficult day today. Now we start the tedious task of glazing. Load your brush with fluorescent red and start hitting those edges. I glazed the bottom of the shield, the knee pad, the boots, some on the weapon and also on the armor. Big areas that would most probably reflect some light from the base from down to up. Think this as a reverse highlight. Instead of the light source being up in the sky, it's now down on the ground. Add a small amount of the paint to the Chaos Star on the shield. Small details like this one really makes a huge difference. And some on the cape also. I added on the lower part of the cape and also on the holes in it. This is more to create a dramatic effect than anything else. And that's the miniature done. Oh, but wait, Gravehammer Senpai, what about the base? Oh, don't you worry, I got you covered. For a very simple lava base, and mind you, this is really simple, we start off by using a 3mm cork material and some hobby glue. Use enough cork to let your model stand on it, but leave room for the lava on the base. Add some granite over the base and the cork. Do not build the texture too thick, but otherwise go nuts and cover the whole base. I primed the base black off camera, and now we work the ground up area with Cutthroat Red from Green Stuff World. You can use Mephiston Red if you want to use Citadel paints. Follow a slightly more narrow patch along the base with Hellfire Red or Evil Sun's Scarlet. And lastly, some Ember Orange or Avalanche Sunset for a yellowish glow. Start building some lava on the floor with pure Ember Orange / Avalanche Sunset. Gradually mix in some ivory from Vallejo to brighten up the effect, and lastly add very tiny streak of pure ivory in the middle. I know this is a horribly simple base, but it was mainly done to demonstrate the glow effect. If there is more interest, I will do a much more proper basing tutorial for the lava. You can always improve upon this concept and make your own cool lava bases. And that's that, the miniature and the base is complete. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and again big thanks to John Hughes. If you found this tutorial helpful, consider subscribing, hit that like button and check out my other pages for more updates. You can follow me on Instagram grave.hammer and Facebook Gravehammer Miniatures. Stay awesome and stay grimdark.